Welcome to you. Many thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happenings in the world of business. My name is Maggie Osebo. You're welcome. On our lineup this week, first we join Faith and her guests on the CEO Rendezvous, Mr. Augustine EBOSE, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anchor Insurance Company Limited, where they discussed a wide range of issues affecting the insurance industry. Speaking during the interview, Mr. EBOSE said that a situation where an insurance company cannot retain 60% of the risk taken as a result of inadequate capacity makes recapitalization of insurance companies sacrosanct at this time. Do take a listen.
What is the capacity? If you are going to reinsure, if you have 100% of a transaction and you are insuring 70%, does that sound local content?
No,
it doesn't. What we are talking about, when we are talking about reinsurance, we are talking about a little percentage above your, higher than your retention. So if you are taking 100% and what all you have is about 30% retention, that doesn't sound well as pure. I'm an economist. That's my first course of study. Is that trade favorable? No. The trade is favorable when you have more advantage, or when you benefit more and you lose less.
On this edition also, we will bring you highlights of the 2019 Agri-Business and Food Security Summit that took place recently at the Landmark Event Center here in Lagos under the theme, Fixing the Broken Linkages Between Farm and Market. Delivering the keynote address, the guest of honor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, Executive Governor of Edo State, said that one of the greatest disasters to agriculture in Nigeria was the abolition of the commodity boards. Do take a listen.
One of the greatest disasters to agriculture in Nigeria was the abolition of the commodity boards and us not putting in place anything that will help perform the roles which these boards performed, such as providing offtakes, that is access to markets, providing price stability, credit, risk management, and sometimes financing.
Plus, of course, all the other extras we bring you each week on the program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
Welcome to a new world of insurance. It will no longer be complex, no longer time-consuming, no longer impersonal. We are changing our customer service culture, the treatment of claims, the range of products that will protect your family and you, that will secure your business, with services you can trust, from people you can trust, from a brand trusted worldwide. Allianz Insurance, now in Nigeria.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the CEO Rendezvous this week. Our guest on the Rendezvous this week is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anchor Insurance Company Limited, Mr. Augustine EBOSE. He will be looking at Anchor Insurance Poised for Growth. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you join us. On the scale of 1 to 10, what would you say is the biggest challenge facing the Nigerian insurance industry at the moment?
Legislation.
Legislation.
Again, legislation. It cannot be one. You cannot say one of it. Data. But the key for our growth is legislation, because we have pure professionals in the industry. the best of brains when it comes to insurance all over the world. They are in Nigeria. Go to Canada, go to America, you see Nigerians who spread insurance in Nigeria making waves.
Waves, true.
I was in course in America recently and saw Nigerians. I was impressed with myself that these are my brothers and sisters. But what is obtainable here? Is that what is obtainable here? No. Why do Nigeria excel abroad, they don't excel here? This government should make a deliberate plan to see not just only in the insurance industry, that Nigeria economy improve by giving us the best environment to work in. We must have, the Nigerian economy must have the reliable data. There must be out of legislation. If there are budget made for insurance, it should be used. MDS made budget for insurance. How many government institutions are doing insurance? One time you have a bomb in the United Nations. Some properties in Edo State and wherever got burnt by fire. Then the government is making another budget for another 1 year. When you have, if there is insurance policies, that's what government should be doing. Government does not have no need for refinancing of an infrastructure that is in existence already when your insurance policies are deliberate. These are some of the issues we are facing. So for every year we make plans for infrastructure in terms of recurring expenditure. It should be less if there are insurance policies. How can federal government rules not be insured? That should be a deliberate plan. It should go pari passu with the budget.
Okay, sir, I just wanted to also talk about something that 2 years ago I had the chance to have a one-on-one sit down with then the chairman of the insurance committee in the National Assembly. And one of the things he said to me that has remained striking is this issue of you operators in the insurance industry complaining that the policies are not there, or in some cases where you have existing policies that promote the business of insurance.
Yes.
Implementation of such policies are not in place. And what he said was that insurance operators in Nigeria have not done the needful, and that is why things have remained the same. And I asked, what was the needful? He said, in most developed markets that you see where insurance thrives based on deliberate government policies, it's because operators in those markets have very strong group of lobbyists who lobby government to make sure they push those policies into existence. But that is not obtainable here. So with that said, would you really say that government is to take the fall for what you have just said?
Well, you know, when this issue comes to those who make policies, we are very careful as operators to react to them. But I want to say this to you. What has been the policy of the National Assembly as to insurance as a microcosm of the economy, of the subset of the economy? That's number one question. Then number two, if you are at the head committee on insurance and you know the matter before insurance, how many symposium or seminar did the National Assembly organize to call the industry operators to say, look, there's something that you are not doing right, let us do it this way? To give birth to a new country is a work of all. I know, even now that I'm MD, I know the plans, the new, the fantastic chairman of NIA, a person of Smart, and my dear boss, DF ECOHA, has made personally to reach out to government on some of the policies. How successful have they been? How successful have they been? Do you see any man who wants to stay in his house and sees house got burnt? Not a possibility. These are people we discuss with every day. We had CEOs meeting a few days ago. What issues are we discussing there? About the Nigerian economy, about the insurance industry. So how many times have the chairman committee on insurance make deliberate effort, like they visit oil and gas company, visit banks, have said, okay, let us visit some insurance company.
Yeah, because as they say, you guys are not out there.
But nobody invited those, who invited them to come to share? Who invited them to come to Agbami waterfront? Why don't they visit the insurance company? It's the same attitude. the Nigerian government is having towards insurance that its populace is having as well. Even those who left insurance, I know some members of House of Assembly, House of National Assembly, that were also insurance practitioners. When they got there, they forgot they were insurance practitioners. They forgotten that the vehicle that brought them there was insurance. They were more interested in doing business in the National Assembly than even doing the insurance and put them together. The Nigerian professionals and those who care about this country should sit down and have a deliberate plan. So Nigeria as a country is, I'm not sure, we are not cursed. We should live above some of this blade game and not shift the buck and do the right thing. Okay,
sir, let's come back to Anchor Insurance. What are some of the products offerings in the market at the moment that sets Anchor apart from other insurance companies?
Well, we have, I will not say that apart is that we've re-strategized and like I said to you, in terms of our robust ICT, the human capital changes that we brought to bear, see where we have some weaknesses and we brought them. But more so that we've gone on improvement to selling our third party online to corporate organizations, that we now have a platform that we have our network handshake with such organizations. Is making it very seamless by eliminating some agency in terms of middlemen, too many middlemen in the sense of third party. That's number one. Then we also gone corporate in terms of our loss of employment sales. We now have some banks and some organizations that now have direct corporate sales, loss of employment. As I speak to you, we've sold over 1,000 policies in less than 2 weeks in the new organization. That is the record sales, and by the grace of God, a lot of things will change from that. That has helped us put on our footing, and some of the changes were also made. And our insurance is becoming very robust, and that has also helped us to create that appetite for us to take more transactions. Okay. And that is it.
Okay, so in terms of products that you have in the market, do you have a new product that has been approved by the Commission?
Yes, we have Agri-Insurance. Agri-Insurance has just been approved. Travel insurance as well. We've also signed an agreement with Mafre Spain, to also be one of their agents in Nigeria for travel insurance. The Agri-Insurance, we're also going to partnership with so many agri organizations, which of course is helping us in that area. But mainly, and speaking is, we have also been able to develop the loss of employment, like I told you, different from the individual sales that they used to be. Not just relying on the banking sector, but now in terms of the credit, for every credit some banks are giving out, we are involved in the sales of that loss of employment. So that even when you lose your job, you have a facility that you are taking over, who can come in handy. And some of these things we are done through the bank. And it's been very tremendous, and it's a product. We've also reshaping such schemes to also put them in the footing. And we've increased our aggressive sales in motor policies. I'm not talking about the third party this time, micro comprehensive policies. And that has set us aside, that helped us grow our premium income last year from 2.2 to 3.4 billion. As I speak to you, this is the half year. I think we're almost close to what we did last year by half year. Looking at the economy, after the appointment of ministers, the economy kicks up. I'm very sure by the end of the year, we should be able to do overly almost 100% increment in terms of premium income.
Okay, fantastic. Before I come to the final one, I also have noticed that, and a lot of people have said it's part of the problem with the insurance industry. It's one industry where you really don't find young and mobile people in the workforce. But with Anchor, it does appear it's the reverse. You have I'm just asking if it's deliberate. You have a lot of young, smart-looking people like you running the company. Would you say that is part of the successes that the company is recording? Well,
maybe it's as a result of the special accident I have coming into insurance. I never studied insurance, and I never had plan that I would come to the top of the ladder in insurance. But I just believe insurance should be taken as a business And I started doing that as a business. Market insurance all my life. So when the opportunity came for me to become the managing director, my spirit told me, you knew how you did it. Why don't you teach others? And when you look, I remember if you look at the clubs that used to be at the forefront in Europe, for example, or even in Nigeria, we have the Bender Insurance, we have the Rangers of Enugu. Then you go to Italy, you find AC Milan, Inter Milan, but we have Baresi, Franco, this, that, Poleni, and all whatever. But what happened? With time, they age. Then you see teams that have surprise package, like Leicester City coming to beat and win the league. And how did they do this? They did it with young players that were coming up, upcoming, mixed with old breed. That's what we are doing here. But it's not easy. When we brought them in, it was like frustration. You have to tell them everything. This is how you do this, this is how you do this. But I will tell you, in fairness to all of them, they've surprised me. They have improved. We had a staff who came in here that knew next to nothing in insurance, doesn't even know what the class of insurance was. But you can see that drive and all whatever. The HRO came to me and said, sir, this lady can do this job. I said, give her the opportunity. And I told her, I said, 3 months you have. Because as a manager, you must tell people what is before them. So, but I will tell you, she's one of the best staff I have here now.
Wow.
Such a person has done over 63% of our budget. And we want to catch them young, want to bring them new. That's number one. And there's a level you get to. Nobody can push you.
Okay, and that brings us to my final question.
Yes.
Where do you see Anchor Insurance, let's say 5 years from now?
At the very top. We are working hard to get to the very top. I want Anchor Insurance to be recognized as one of the leading insurance companies in Nigeria. I want Anchor to be recognized where people will say where insurance works. I want people to have policies in Anchor Insurance and have peace of mind. And above all, to have a workforce that are very proud of where they are working. And again, the regulator will see us as not problematic, as responsive and responsible.
On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
For finding time to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back. Moving on now, we bring you highlights of the 2019 Agri-Business and Food Security Summit, a platform that brings together stakeholders in the agricultural space to discuss critical issues. Happy viewing.
The Agriculture Promotion Policy, marked for 2016 to 2020 by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, shows that there is a 20.14 million metric tons deficit across 13 crops alone and 60 million poultry birds deficit. These deficits pose huge challenges to food security. Business Day Conference recently put together its 2019 Agri-Business and Food Security Summit at the Landmark Event Center. The theme was fixing the broken linkages between farm and market. Welcoming participants to the summit, Mr. Frank Ibogon, publisher and CEO Business Day, questioned why banks still find funding agriculture a risky business.
Now, what's more, why are the financial institutions, from microfinance banks to the big deposit money banks, still finding funding agribusiness a risky venture? Now, I understand that the ecosystem needs to be better facilitated. I understand the challenges around infrastructure. I understand especially the challenge around electricity. But I know without any equivocation that agriculture presents a very viable business proposition for money lending institutions in Nigeria. And we have absolutely no doubt that as knowledge expands and as we continue to showcase very good successes that we are recording in this area, that will be a pool or an attraction for the banks to become the partners that they must be.
The first session of the summit focused on risk management approaches and solutions in agricultural finance and trading. Panelists were Mr. Ayodeji Balogun, Country Manager, Affairs Commodities Exchange Limited, Mr. Bode Abikoye, Executive Director, Bank of Agriculture, Mr. Olusegun Anjorin, Head, High, Low and Corporate, EcoBank, and Mr. Osita Nwasinobi, Deputy Director, Development Finance, Central Bank of Nigeria. Moderator was Mr. Caleb Ojewale of Business Day. Sharing his thoughts during the panel discussion, Mr. Balogun said that to have an effective link between farm and market, there must be a balanced financing structure.
So we have to have a systematic financing structure that actually balances both demand, side financing with supply side financing.
Delivering his keynote address, His Excellency Mr. Godwin Obaseki, Executive Governor of Edo State, said that funding is not the most critical issue in agriculture in Nigeria.
There's no capacity in government to think through the issues that affect agriculture in a serious and sustained manner. And so what we did was say, let's not pretend about giving the money to the ministry and, because we've done it before. About 5 or 10 years ago, we collected about $1 billion under a similar scheme, and not one kobo, not one dime was paid back, because it was all shared amongst political leaders. So for us today, we just decided to, because we don't have the expertise in-house, we decided to partner with NISRA so that they can provide the credit guarantees for us and the farmers. So it is not enough, like someone said in the last panel, funding money is not the most critical issue in agriculture in Nigeria. I guess for us, from our experience, what is most critical is providing technical and managerial support to people involved in agriculture and farming.
All the panel sessions of the summit looked at optimizing value by eliminating post-harvest losses, improving the attractiveness of local backward integration for multinationals in Nigeria, and the fireside chat that focused on the role of quality inputs. For Nigeria to achieve its food sufficiency drive, connecting farmers and markets in an efficient way to reduce wastage must be the collective efforts of all stakeholders. Bridging this gap is very important so that local capacity can be fully utilized, and with time, the need for importation will ease out.
And that is our time on the program this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. Do join us again next week, same time, same station, for a fresh package. In the meantime, feel free as always to connect with us on all our social media platforms. Once again, my name is Maggie Osibo. Thanks for watching. Enjoy our parting shot this week, a bob bomb at our 2018 Insurance Industry and Consumers Night. Bye-bye.
Children of God, more than not mind me, they talk anyhow. Now so the country bio. Now with the way Nigeria they go now, no money anywhere. If armed robber can't rob you now, you see money give them, they go pray for you. Oh, children of God, now if you there your house they sleep, armed robber can't knock, bok, bok, bok. You answer them. Who be that? They reply, now we. Armed robber, open the door. No, open the door for them. Let them break in. Now part of their job be that. Not let the work they easy for them. Hello? I'm robber can't rob my neighbor, they break it at the guy. But they say everybody lie down. Today we'll kill everybody except so who carry money. Your money or your life. The guy now big boy stood up. I'm robber say, where they go? The master won't go bring money. I'm robber say, talk through. So you get money for this? As the man say yes. The man walked straight to his wardrobe, brought out 1.2 million naira for the recession. For us, see where armed robber they pray for Odokoro. Say, my brother, need them. Anywhere you foretell bring the money come, God go double round for you in Jesus' name. I fear that the rob say amen. Anything where they pray for the guy finish, the guy stand up with Confident. Armed robber say, where they go? We talk and say you get plan. You want to go call police? The man say no. I won't go add. Enjoy the money what I don't give you now before. Because the prayer point touched me. First time for my life when I see armed robber wake or rob somebody, they say, no. Oh God, we are okay with this one. Me not bless say we be thief. Children of God, care of. Benin people that they are so bad talk by hey. Everybody with their shots say, I will say this and I leave. Mona give their chance. So Benin people they find trouble. Now let Benin you go there. Somebody go tear you, slap or bust up. You say, bros, what did they do you? Where you they stand? Why you not control your shadows? How your shadow they match my shadow?